Hello and welcome to All Indian Sarkari. So today we are starting the Yojana and Kurukshetra magazine summary of the synopsis of the month 2000 of the month May of the year 2022. So the very first topic is regarding the water and National Water Mission. It has a program or it has a campaign, Catch the Rain wherever it falls, wherever you can conserve it. So Catch the Rain campaign is of National Water Mission, and this mission is started by the Department of Water Resource in the Ministry of Jal Shakti. It is mainly focusing on rainwater harvesting. And if we talk about the structures for the rainwater harvesting, so we have check dams, water pits, rooftop harvesting, removing of encroachments, desilting of tanks, repair of step wells, etc. So these are the various programs under this mission. States will create rain centers in each district where the district magistrate will be the nodal officer for the effective implementation of the scheme. Then if we talk about the Unorganized Workers Social Security Act, this was enacted in the year 2008 by the Parliament. It enables center and the state governments to formulate social welfare policies for the unorganized workers who are not working in the organized sectors of the economy, or we can broadly say in the informal sectors of the economy. And Code on Social Security came in the year 2020. It amends and consolidates the existing labor laws relating to social security of the organized as well as of the unorganized sector. So basically, it is majorly catering for both the sectors, organized as well as for the unorganized sector. PM Gramin Digital Saksharta Abhiyan, simply to bring the digital revolution into the remotest or the rural areas. There is the world's largest digital literacy program promoting digital literacy in the rural areas by covering 6 crore households. So the numbers are very high. And India is party to UN Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities, or the persons with disability, whom we call PWDs. PWD Act came by the Parliament in the year 2016 and it was into force in the year 2017. So PWDs are the vulnerable sections, and the vulnerable communities, vulnerable sections is one of the critical area where the mains, where the UPSC asks every year questions in the mains. Reservation in seats increased from 3 to 5% for disabled. In educational institutions, it is increased to 3 to 4%. So 1% increase in both the areas in the government services as well as in the educational streams also. Then we have unique disability identity card for the disabled. There is a disability certification. That is a single document, which means a single document is inclusive of every particular detail about the disabilities. It is issued by obviously the SDM and the DM like authorities. Accessible India campaign we have for the PWDs. It was started in the year 2015 to focus on accessibility in built environment, information communication technology, transportation, commutation. So simply Accessible India campaign is to provide access to those who are unable or who do not have capacity to get access of something because of their physical disabilities. Sugamya Bharat app. It is a digital it is a digital example for the PWDs. Sugamya Bharat is to make easy India for them for crowdsourcing problems related to the accessibility. Indian Sign Language Research and Training Center is located at Delhi. WHO report 2019 says that 1 out of 4 person in the world will be affected by mental illness at some part in their lives, and this is a repercussion of the rising modernity, of the rising globalization, of the rising pressure, of the rising uncertainty in the entire world. Department of PWD has a platform called Divya Kala Shakti for showcasing the PWDs in the fine arts. So here we can see that what different government ministries at the grassroots level, at the bottom up approach, they are taking a number of initiatives to help vulnerable sections, especially the PWDs. Then we have ADIT scheme, which is for the purchase of fitting aids and appliances and to provide in the subsidized rate the uh, aid and the appliances to the PWD section. Deen Dayal Disabled Rehabilitation Scheme. It is to support NGOs to run special education with special education programs and special educational initiatives with residential facilities. So government provides some sort of financial assistance to the NGOs who are working in this field. WHO says that 80% of the world population uses traditional medicine in some or the other way, and India obviously is a prime example of it because in every house we find The kitchen is considered as the traditional medicine hub of the Indians. Medicine Medical pluralism is the we can say is the characteristics of India's societal aspects, because example of Ayush we can take, it is comprised of various medicine traditions aims to achieve total healthcare coverage using acceptable, affordable, and safe methods and cost-effective methods also, because the minute items of our kitchen, and when we use them, they work as a medical uh, treatment inputs for a better health and for the better healthcare standards. Establishment of Global Center for the Traditional Medicines at Jamnagar is in Gujarat, and Ashwagandha. The name of Ashwagandha is Withania somnifera. So it is basically a plant which provides the energy, and more we can say that it provides the uh, muscular energy in the body and protects from other different kind of uh, um, inferiorities. Rising level of sea because of global warming, which is led by the climate change, will magnify tectonic shifts and the groundwater removal. So tectonic shifts, which the tectonic plates which moves under the surface, and the groundwater removal can magnify because of the rising global warming, which obviously we should try to control. India is the world's seventh largest greenhouse gas emitter, and despite having so many efforts in controlling the global greenhouse gas warming because of strong reliance on the coal and need energy efficient. So what do we need is energy efficiency and technical advancements. So these are the critical areas where we need to work very haphazardly so that we can reduce our level on the list of greenhouse gas emitters. Entire South Asia is one of the world's least urbanized regions, with urban population accounts just 28%. Climate vulnerability index. So these index are very popular as far as the clinical exam is concerned. So climate vulnerability index, it says more than 80% of the Indian population lives in districts which are highly vulnerable to the extreme hydro meteorological disasters. Every way we see, if we talk about the northeast, if we talk about the western India, if we talk about the northern region, so they are more prone to climate vulnerability index, and especially the South India also because of the vicinity to with the sea. India 50 gigawatt renewable capacity target will be achieved by 2030, 50 gigawatt renewable capacity target. And then we have sustainable transport initiative, which encourages government to invest in low carbon, safe, and economically public transportation, which obviously which means that in less cost the people can transport, and network assist countries in developing inclusive, clean, and energy efficient transportation regulations. And the CNG buses is a prime example of it. Then climate fintech. Fintech, which simply means financial technology, and that is used for the climate programs. It simply means climate financial technology, climate fintech. Digital financial technology catalyzing decarbonization throughout the world. So basically means the financial technology which is used to decarbonize across the world, provide consumer with innovative ideas, green financial solutions, services to minimize carbon footprints. Merging of three areas, climate, finance, and technology, is called climate fintech and is a sustainable financial technology. It helps in innovation, applications, savings, spending, investing in environment friendly manner. So basically, it is catering to all the needs of the society. It is taking into confidence the capitalist class or the industrialist class so that they can earn, but at the same time, they can invest their money for the environment sustainability. Works as financial intermediary, which simply means that it mobilizes resources from the public and the private sector and influences the behavior of the citizens. Then we have global climate risk index, because earlier just we read about the vulnerability climate index. Now we are talking about the global climate risk index. It is by the global environment think tank, and India is among the top 10 most vulnerable countries. So this is a very grave concern as far as the climate change is concerned. Government initiatives to tackle climate change are numerous. So one by one we'll be looking. Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission. It was started in the year 2011. It aims 100 gigawatt of energy. Then National Mission for Enhanced Energy Efficiency, and National Mission on Sustainable Habitat, which simply means sustainable habitat and the housing facilities. which is majorly focusing on promoting recycling and the urban waste management. Because the urban waste is considered as the one of the prime threat, which is inducing climate change, which is inducing greenhouse gas emission. Then we have national water missions. So all the important critical areas we can see on the habitat, then on the water, and increasing the 20% water use efficiency, national mission on sustainable agriculture, where we are talking about increasing the soil health, water use efficiency, national mission for sustainable Himalayan ecosystem, because our Himalayas are receding, our glaciers are receding. So developing state effect national center for Himalayan glaciology we are talking about. Then mission for green India, where we are talking about increasing the forest, tree cover, major doing the afforestation, reducing the deforestation, and doing the forest work on the non-forest land also. Then national mission on strategic knowledge for the climate change, which simply means investing more R&D and doing more R&D than on national clean energy fund, where the financial and aspects are there to promote the clean energy, for example, the hydrogen, CNG, and the renewable energy, and moving towards the non-conventional energies. So this is majorly it is focusing about. Then we have National Adaptation Fund, which is to address adaptation needs in the agriculture, water, and forestry. India's 158 million population is of children who are below 0 to 6 years, or we can say who are between 0 to 6 years. UNICEF is an international organization working in the um, Children Education Fund. So it says India hosts 29.6 million orphaned and abandoned children. So what we can see that a huge number of populations of orphaned and the abandoned children who are more prone to social ills because of lack of um, lack of good programs for them. Adoption rate in India is low, as per the CARA, which is a central children adoption research agency under the Ministry of Children and under the Ministry of Women and Child. Out of 30 million children abandoned, only 2,61,000 under institutionalized care. So this is a grave concern when we talk about the rising growth of India, because such numbers are often abandoned and such numbers are outside of the institutionalized care. National Mission for Protection of Child Rights. It says that 5,850 registered children care institutions we have by time. But children in unregistered institutions are more prone to um, sexual and physical atrocities, trafficking, cross-boundary movements, and so on and so forth. CARA, it's an autonomous and statutory body of the Ministry of Women and Child Development. It maintains centralized digital database of the adoptable children and prospective parents. It timely monitors and regulates inter and intra-country adoptions. And as per 1993 Hague Convention on Inter-Country Adoption, ratified by government in the year 2003, it deals with orphaned, abandoned, and surrendered children. So it's a major agency of the Ministry of Women and Child Development working in this field. But we require more robustness in the officers who are working and in the leadership also who are heading this agency for the better and effective um, implementation of the programs which this agency deals with. In 2018, CARA allowed individuals to live in relationships and to adopt child from and within India. Other agencies involved in this week is SARA at the state level, Specialized Adoption Agency, Authorized Foreign Adoption Agency, District Child Protection Unit under Section 6(1) of the Act, which do identification and declaration of such data. Ministry of Women and Child Development says that child protection scheme. So the ministry has a child protection scheme which focuses on institutional care, financial support, care for adoption, foster care, and sponsorship. Mission Vatsalya is again by this ministry, which focuses on healthy and happy childhood. Vatsalya. Poshan 2.0, that is a nutrition support program, focuses on quality food delivery, merges Anganwadi scheme, Poshan Abhiyan, and scheme for adolescent girls. So basically, it is a holistic program of the ministry to focus on nutrition support and to provide quality food delivery. Then Shakti, that is a citizen-centric support to women via integrated care, safety, protection, rehabilitation, empowerment, and comprised of two sub-schemes, which is Sambal and Samarthya. So for the women empowerment, we have Shakti scheme, And for the women as well as for the children, we have Portion 2.0 PM Cares for children during 2021. So the PM Care scheme was announced during the COVID pandemic to support those children who have lost both the parents or the legal guardians and to provide 10 lakh on attaining 23 years of age with monthly stipend till 18 years. Small holding farmers, if we talk about the farmers, the small holding farmers have low demands of their products, limited access to low cost logistics because of higher costs of the logistic management, and low bargaining power because of the less products and the bulk demand which is comes in the market. ILO has social security programs, and ILO says that social security is access to healthcare and income security. Because when our social security programs are fully functional, so it leads to less spending on the healthcare and income is secured of the individuals. So social security is achieved via ESI Act 1948, NREGA 2005, which says guaranteed right or the legal right to work, NREGA. It says livelihood security to the rural households, not to the urban. Because on Manarega, every year the prelims, we see the questions on prelims regarding the Manarega. So livelihood security to rural households and 100 days of wage labor per year to every household whose adult members volunteer to do the unskilled manual work. In case of non-offering unemployment, then unemployment allowance is given by the state governments and provision for additional 15 days of unskilled wage unemployment per year in drought, natural calamity, notified rural areas. It aims to decrease the poverty, decrease social inequalities, and creation of durable community and individual beneficiary assets like ponds, like Johad, Tobas, we call in the northern regions, and um, other like streets, and so on and so forth. Manrega enrolled 15.54 crore active workers, so the amount is, or the numbers are really good. Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission, this is the full form of this acronym, DNRLM. It aims to reduce the poverty, provide gainful self-employment opportunities and skilled wage employment opportunities to the individuals. It mobilized rural, poor women in self-help groups to diversify their livelihoods, increase their income, enrich their quality of life. Because when we get work, we get money in return as our labor, and when we get money, so that obviously enrich our quality of life. It is a revolving fund, which means 10,000 to 15,000 are given, and the community investment support fund, where 2.50 lakh per self-help group is given to the members to undertake income generation and socio-economic activities as per the microcredit and the investment plan. JNRLM has sub-components like Mahila Kisan Shashaktikaran Pariyojana, women farmers, where the farmers are empowered to create sustainable and diversified livelihood. Then National Social Assistance Program. This is a scheme of Ministry of Rural Development which provides financial assistance to the elders, widows, PWDs in the form of social pensions, and it is catering to both the urban and the rural communities. In 2019, the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Yojana was started where the 6,000 rupees or the 6,000 amount as a financial assistance was given to the farmers to supplement their financial needs in procuring various inputs like fertilizers, urea, and other sorts of materials, and to ensure crop health and appropriate yields. It prevented money lenders' role and benefited 11.78 crore farmers in total. In 2019, regarding the agriculture, a scheme was also introduced called PM Kisan Man Dhan Yojana, which is a social security net for the small and the marginal farmers by way of pension, where 3,000 per month pension will be given to the eligible small and marginal farmers after the age of 60 years. The scheme is voluntary, where the 18 to 14 years timeline is for the inclusion age, and contribution of just rupees 100 per month is to be given by the small and marginal farmers under the PM Kisan Man Dhan Yojana, and the central government give equal amounts to the pension fund. Then third scheme we have PM Fasal Bima Yojana, Because earlier we talked about the social security and the bemas of the farmers, but now we are talking about the insurance of the fasal or the crop. Social security to farmers in distress due to loss damage of crops arise because of natural calamities, because of locusts, because of floods, because of cyclones, so on and so forth. And 85% farmers are enrolled in this scheme. So we can see a large number of inclusion this scheme has achieved. Blue revolution for the fishery sector. Fishery is a source of food, nutrition, employment, income, livelihood of 16 million fishers because of the very large coastline we have, and especially the inland fisheries production, which is very higher in India, dominated by socio-economic backward artisans and small-scale fishers whose lives and livelihoods depend on the seas and the oceans. Department of Fisheries is under the Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairy. So this ministry is in itself comprised of three different departments: Department of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry, and Dairy, catering to different respective things. National schemes for welfare of fishermen for 5 years, a component of centrally sponsored scheme, Blue Revolution 2020. Then PM Matsya Sampada Yojana is a very famous and popular scheme regarding the fishery sector, which has a component of investment of 20,050 crore till year 2025. It aims sustainable development, development of fishery sector, social security of the farmers and the welfare, livelihood opportunities, nutritional support to farmers, 5 lakh against the accidental death and permanent total disability if any calamity, if any disability happens to the farmers or to the fishery farmers. 2.5 lakh for the partial disability and 25,000 for the hospitalization expenses for the fishery farmers. Need of inclusive, accessible, affordable, transformative information and communication technology in the fishery sector uh, uh, for the better and the efficient fishery sector. So I'm again repeating these terms: inclusive, accessible, affordable, transformative information and communication technology is the need of the art fishery sector. India's digital divide is decreasing rapidly because of various digital empowerment programs started by the government since 2014. PM Grameen Digital Saksharta Abhiyan, we just talked about earlier, 2017, covers 60 crore rural households. Scheduled commercial banks are proposing to establish 75 digital banking units in 75 districts across the country. So please have a look at what are the digital banking units and what are their core programs, what are they going to do. Then challenges in India's healthcare. What are the challenges? Shortage of doctors. And because if we visit the government hospitals, we do find a number of queues because of the lack of number of doctors, and which also leads to a number of events where the clashes also happens because of high number of uh, uh, patients and less number of doctors, which leads to huge stress on the head of the doctors. Availability and affordability of the pharma, absence of universal healthcare. Common service centers are the world's largest digital service delivery network with a broad reach in the rural areas, especially in the gram panchayats and the block level. They are the broadband connected kiosks with information and communication technology. They offer citizens government plus private social services and disseminate digital literacy at the grassroots level. If we talk about an app called Umang app, so it is an all-in-one, single, unified, secure, multi-channel, multilingual, multi-service mobile app. It provides access to high-impact services of various government of India and state departments. It provides functionalities like Mera Ration, which gives details of fair ration shops where the free rations or the subsidized ration is distributed. ENAM or the Mandi near me, Damini lightning alerts to alert the notification of lightning strikes. So Damini lightning alerts for uh, lightning strikes notification. DigiLockers is again a very magnificent example of the digital revolution which is happening in India, where where all the essential records of our of individual is kept in the digital form in a digital locker. The portal keeps lifelong documents in simple digital wallet, equally valid under Indian law, like license, voter ID, Aadhaar, all can be stored in this wallet in the form of digital. Desh Stamp. postal to skill, upskill, and reskill for relevant jobs and entrepreneurial opportunities. Atal Innovation Mission, we have talked number of times in the earlier videos. Atal Innovation Mission, namely ACICI, ACIC, Community Innovation Center, or we can say the Atal Community Innovation Center under the Atal Innovation Mission encourages selection-driven design thinking, innovation, uh, promote cutting-edge technology. Along, UNDP aims to create enabling ecosystem for youth leadership, innovation, social entrepreneurship. So these terms are very crucial for the mains exam because when we write these terms in the mains exam, so it substantiates our answers. What are the targets under the Atal Innovation Mission? Social innovation. Number one, it aims to strengthen the society, social problems, remove barriers, improvisation as a result of interaction among the communities. Number two, empowerment via training. Number three, cooperation by building pre-incubation models and feeder ecosystems at grassroots levels. Number four, inclusivity by creating localized support system to support entrepreneurs, create financial ecosystem, community-oriented approach. Number fifth, sustainability. Education community on risk management, educate community on risk management, and scale up rank in the Global Innovation Index. In sports, Major Dhyan Chand Award is the biggest sports award institutionalized from the 1991 to 92, and the first recipient was Grandmaster Vishwanath Anand. Arjun Award in the year 1961, it is the second highest sports award for the best performance in the last 4 years. 15 lakh cash amount is duly given to the player. Dronacharya Award in the year 1985, it is the last, um, it is given to the best performer in the last 3 years, and the amount is 15 lakh, which is equivalent to the Arjun Award. Hello India program, it's a program in the sports field by the government to inculcate sports spirit and revive sports culture like earlier we had, where less health issues were there because of high dependence on the sports activities and the physical activities. National Sports Policy 2001 caters to scale up achievement by widening sports base, focus on developing and advancing sports in the country. Bharatiya Shastra Manjusha. So it is an ancient Indian text on science and technology in Sanskrit and Malayalam, written in 1987 by Sri M.S. Sridharan. So he's a very famous personality, M.S. Sridharan, who also wrote Bharatiya Shastra Manjusha and text on science and technology. India lives in more than 6.5 lakh villages, where 69%, um, which are equivalent to 89 crore people in the rural areas. What are the need for the rural communities? So by this flowchart, we can understand that market, supply chain, education, medicine, employment, and empowerment of the rural community are the need of the rural connectivity. Ministry of Road says that total road length in the country has increased at annual compound annual growth rate of 4.2%. Rural roads are the state subjects, and PM Gram Sadak Yojana was institutionalized in the year 2000. It provides all-weather road connectivity to the uncountered habitations. And in intensive integration plan, block identified by MHA or the Ministry of Home Affairs with population of 100 people. Use of green technology in the rural road construction. The green technology of the rural road construction is very important as far as the prelims exam is concerned, because every time we see a number of questions which we are going to see by using locally available materials which are cost effective and fast in construction, by using waste plastic. Minimum 15% of the road length, long span of life, ensure road safety. So it is a minimum mandatory requirement by the Ministry of Road to use plastic minimum 50% in the construction of the roads. Use of cell-filled concrete, paneled cement concrete, roller compacted concrete, cement stabilization to increase the soil strength, stability, and decrease the maintenance cost. Use of Tirazyme, cold mix technology, where heating bitumen is not required, और जिसको हम तारकोल भी बोलते हैं, where heating bitumen is not required, geotextiles, fly ash, iron compost slag, etc. Then E-mark, It is an electronic maintenance of the rural roads, e-governance solution for the road maintenance in the year 2019. E-Mark is a GIS-based focus on safe, durable upkeep of the PM Gram Sadak Yojana, which is majorly focusing on connectivity in the rural areas and on the basis of performance-based evaluations. Rural roads constructed by panchayats and villages um, with the financial common assistance provided under Manrega, PM Gram Sadak Yojana encourage investment in rural road assets. PM Gram Sadak Yojana relies on standardized, strict quality benchmarking, monitoring, and maintenance. Now, what are the needs? Need is to eliminate discrepancies in plans formulations, detailed projects, vibrant monitoring and accountability mechanisms, appropriate fund management. National Rural Health Mission. Now we talk about the other critical infra, so that is the healthcare sector. So in the rural areas, National Rural Health Mission we have to cater the healthcare needs of the rural areas and the rural peoples. So it was started in the year 2005, focus on 18 states in total. So we are not catering to all the states, it is just catering of 18 states had weak public health infrastructure, capacity building of Panchayati Raj institutions, and development of health plans via village health committees of PRI, implement intersectoral district health plans, promote healthy lifestyles and adoption of preventive healthcare. So these are the various programs under the National Rural Health Mission. If we talk about problems in the rural health, so lack of infrastructure, because no dispensaries, no doctors, no hospitals, vacant posts, shortages of manpower. So what steps we can take is connect communities with technology. Internet and Mobile Association of India is an agency. It is having a report in the year 2020, IQ, which says 67% urban and 30% rural use internet. Telehealth, we should focus on. ISRO Village Resource Center, which provide variety of services, which serves as learning centers to provide connectivity to specialty hospitals. ICMR has a program called Arogya Sri, which is an internet-based mobile telemedicine system, integrate hospitals, specialists, and clinics. Analyze data on key health parameters, example, National Family Health Survey, Rural Health Statistics Report, comprehensive healthcare management in nursing and medical education, revitalize primary healthcare to reduce burden on secondary and tertiary care, provide accommodating and support ecosystem for medical staffs and facilities, and focus on social determinants of health like education, nutrition, and poverty. Because when we are educated, we eat nutritious food. When we are educated, if we earn, we get nutritious food. And when we are educated, we are able to come out of the poverty and to get a quality life which is full of nutrition. So these are the social determinants of health. Network Readiness Index in the year 2021, India ranked 67 out of 88. Um, India rise 67 from 88 shows an increase in rural tele density and increase in teleconnection because of various digital governance programs which the government is taking. Universal Service Obligation Fund. It is it to provide mobile and internet services in rural areas and areas affected by left-wing extremism. So uh, this is an innovative example to curb the left-wing extremism by making this universal service obligation fund, which is providing mobile and internet services in the rural area, especially in the left-wing extremism area, so that the people can get to know what are the real development and shun the extremism and rise and move towards the mainstream society. Minister of Home Affairs says the 90 districts under 11 states are affected because of left-wing extremism. Comprehensive telecom development plan for mobile connectivity in Northeast, provide more mobile coverage in uncovered villages along national highways. So we talk about Daimo, Hasao, and Karbi and Long. So these are districts in the state of Assam. Bharat Net project. It provides broadband connectivity. Bharat Net project. It provides broadband connectivity in all gram panchayats in total 2.5 lakhs in the country, laying of submarine optical fiber cable between Chennai and Andaman and Nicobar Islands to provide seamless connectivity to our island. In Lakshadweep, installation of 10 mobile towers. By having a special purpose vehicle, Bharat Broadband Network Limited is a limited company formed in year 2012, which lay optical fiber network using Universal Service Obligation Fund and to provide its access to all the telecom operators on non-discriminatory basis. Total approved cost for Bharat Net program is 61,109 crore. Bharat Net PPP or public-private partnership will bring use of innovative technology for consumers, increased quality of service, fast deployment of network, quick connectivity, competitive tariff, variety of services, access to online service. PM Vani. This was in news very popularly, and in exams like CDS, this topic appeared in the form of question. PM1 is PM Public Wi-Fi Access Network Interface. It increases users' experience, provide quality of services of broadband. Under this, the online registration of public data office aggregators or PDO and app providers is done by the Department of Telecom. Highways enhance special connectivity with increasing mobility of people and freight, reduce the cost of road infrastructure, reduce the time of traveling, generate development externalities via forward and backward linkages, support agriculture growth, create conducive environment for the location and development of industries in the vicinity of the highways, helps in increasing school attendance by having connectivity, and farm and non-farm livelihood avenues. India's second largest road network in the world with constant rise. 2017 Bharatmala program or Bharatmala Pariyojana, we can call it, was started by the government, which brought a paradigm shift in infra development program, aimed to develop 34,800 kilometers of national highway corridor across India and connect 600 plus districts. It ushers a new age of technology-driven highways via automatic traffic surveys, satellite imageries, focus on 24,800 kilometers dedicated expressways for the logistic management, access controlled eco corridors, associated feeder route tags, coastal and postal connectivity, border and internet connectivity, international connectivity corridors. By 2050, India will account 40% of the global share of rail activity. I'm again reading this. By 2050, India will account 40% of global share of rail activity, hence need 50 lakh crore investment in the railway infrastructure. We are saying that our railway structure and all the other infrastructure under the scheme PM Gati Shakti are getting a major thrust towards a holistic development. So National Railway Plan, it ensures creation of future-ready railways to meet the passenger demands, provide quality of services, increase modal share of railways in the freight, dedicated freight corridor to develop along golden quadrilateral link, uh, golden quadrilaterals to link four metropolitan cities, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, and two diagonals, Delhi, Chennai, and Mumbai and Kolkata, to provide dedicated freight corridors and to seamless transportation of the logistics and the freight. Focus on customized logistics services, introduce high-end technology-enabled freight service, segregation of freight infra, reduce cost transportation by expanding freight train operation. World Bank says, and we can so World Bank has funded 124.53 billion for the Eastern Dedicated Freight Corridor, and Japan International Cooperative Agency has dedicated 387.22 billion for Western Dedicated Freight Corridor. So we are taking the international corporations also, and this is a positive sign of the robust diplomacy which India is having with different partners. PM Gati Shakti, driven by 7 engines, it road, rail, port, airport, waterways, mass transport, logistic infrastructure to spur economic growth and sustainable development. It aims to develop world-class modern infrastructure and logistics by providing multimodal, integrated, seamless connectivity for movement of people, goods, and services, generate employment, reduce logistic cost, increase supply chains, and make local goods competitive, and make India export-oriented country. Kavach is a program which has indigenously developed anti-collision system, prevent accidents to achieve goal of zero accident. So Kavach is basically anti-collision system which is used in the railways. Then another thing we have regarding the railways is Kisan Rail Program, which provides 50% subsidy in freight segment, helps in maintaining supply chain, ensures availability of essential items, including agriculture products, access to markets, better price to farmers. Concept of one station, one product. It helps farmers, agriculture, entrepreneurs, local business, and supply chains. Efficient logistics by railways to support small farmers and MSMEs, taking lead in integration of postal and railway networks, and provide seamless solutions for the parcel movement. Multimodal connectivity between urban transport and railway stations to focus upon 100 PM Gati Shakti cargo terminals are being made for multimodal logistic facilities. Then we are taking the green fuel initiative under the railways by railways for 100% electrification of railway lines, which is a very, very important thing as far as the railway is concerned by December 2023 to reduce the carbon emission, improve functioning and system of transportation. Will make Indian Rail first in the world to fully electrify broad gauge rail network. Railway adopted head-on generation system to supply power to passenger coaches, eliminates the requirement of separate power cars and trains, cutting down energy costs and helps in saving diesel fuel consumption of power cars. It prevents the use of carbon dioxide. Plan to service 1000 megawatt solar power, 1000 megawatt solar power, 200 megawatt wind power, and progress towards becoming the world's largest green rail network by 2030 with the target of becoming net zero emitter. So in the year 2013, we have a target of becoming net zero emitter of the carbon dioxide. Aims to generate 20 gigawatt renewable energy from solar and the wind. Station infrastructure redevelopment programs with public-private partnership model by providing safety, comfort, user-friendly passenger amenities, value-added services, multimodal transit hubs. And the example of it, we are seeing that number of railway stations are getting renovated on the western lines and the modern lines. Digitization by providing Wi-Fi, CCTV surveillance, cameras to ensure quick detection of technical defects, an app called Overhead Equipment Inspection with features like GPS patrolling, real-time imagery, etc. Connecting northeast and mining districts under Mission Hungary of the Indian Railways for the Cargo Initiative. Railway has multifaceted, multi-dimensional contributions and considered as lifeline of India. It enhances people's capabilities, their choices, and their quality of life. Leelavati project. It is to improve digital and financial literacy of 5 lakh women members across 6 Indian states, which is supported by Japan's Social Development Fund and managed by World Bank. So these are again, we can see the major international collaborations of India uh, in the country's development. Seva project under this to train women weavers in Gujarat. Village level entrepreneur are the youth who undergoes training and skill development to maintain and operate network in the villages. They are registered with government as common service center. India has strong ecosystem of more than 50,000 startups and 10,000 came during pandemic. So during pandemic, we saw a major rise in the number of startups and Central Statistics Office CSO 2017. It says India is one of the youngest countries in the world. National Youth Policy 2014 defined youth as 15 to 29 age and best youth in India report by CSO, which is 15 to 34. Then if we talk about Skill India, so in 2015, the Skill India mission was started to empower employment-enabled skills to sectors aligned to standards recognized by various industries and government under uh, a national skill quality framework. 1 crore plus youth join Skill India mission every year. This is a major achievement. PM Koshal Kendra, again for the skill development, it is an initiative of Ministry of Skill, where the state-of-the-art training centers are established in every district for skill training. 300 plus skill courses for PMKVY 3.0 to provide skill to the remotest of villages and towns and helps in making India as a global skill capital. India Skill Report 2018 cited clear structural shift from agriculture to non-farm sector, construction, trade, and transport. Under the National Rural Livelihood Mission, skill development through rural self-employment and training institutes, Ministry of Rural Development program to set up such rural training institutes in each district of the country, which helps in diversifying the rural household income and to increase the skills levels in the rural individuals. Under this, the trend training courses are exclusively for women candidates. which are majorly women can do, and women form 66% of the total trained candidate under this program, which comprises of short and long-term training. The Indian Gramin Kaushal Yojana. Again, for the skill development, UPA marks 50% fund for the SC, ST, and 15% for the minorities, which in total amounts to 65%, and mandate 1-3 trainees to be women. Digital technologies help in education, health, politics, economic empowerment, and direct benefit transfer for the Anganwadi services, supplementary nutrition programs for the Integrated Child Development Scheme, which is a program of Ministry of Children and Ministry of Women and Child Development to improve the nutrition of women and children to increase the nutritional status. And we have a portion tracker which monitors such kind of things. Scheme for adolescent girls to aid, educate, empower, to reduce their dropout, informed health service, self-development opportunities, increasing their health and nutrition status. National Crèche scheme we have for the working women. It is a centrally sponsored scheme by the Ministry of Women to provide daycare facilities to children who are from 6 months to 6 years of working mothers, provide sleeping quarters, early stimulations for under 3 years, preschool education for under 6 years, nutritional foods, surveillance of growth, health examination, and immunization. Integrated Child Protection Scheme is the central financial scheme where the central provide finance, create productive environment for children from disadvantaged backgrounds and other vulnerable children via collaboration between the civil society and government. Digital Village Program. It makes digital villages, provide literacy in the villages, connectivity, digitally and economically empowers, help in generating the rural livelihood. Swadhar Grah. Swadhar Grah basically is a program in each district with capacity of 30 women to meet family needs of women in distress having no socio-economic support, helps in rebuilding the emotional power, legal awareness, financial and mental stability, sensitivity, and dignified life. Ujjwala scheme. It is a very famous scheme. Number of times it has appeared in the prelims exam also. So it prevents women trafficking. Sorry, that was a scheme which appears in the prelims. That is Ujjwala, but this is Ujawala, right? So it prevents women trafficking and commercial sexual exploitations of the woman by social mobilization, participation of local community awareness generation, the rescue of victims, safe custody, rehabilitation, and reunite victims of cross-border crimes. So this much is in the month of May 2022, Yojana and Kurukshetra summary we have talked, and within short span of time, we will be coming on the next month. Thank you so much.